Welcome everybody to the Gen Z Sanctum. I am Nathan with my co-host Nate for this episode.
Hi.
Wow, that was random. Today we are talking about Apple versus Android, and mainly the fact that the iPhone 15 has been released.
Yes.
What is your opinion on the iPhone 15 if you have seen it?
Garbage. Next question. I'm kidding. USB-C is finally being used by Apple
Finally.
after freaking
If you actually
everyone
think about
else
it,
using
everybody's
it.
like, oh my gosh, USB Type-C, why'd the iPhone get it? Like, oh my gosh.
Because everyone else has it.
Well, actually, it's a law. I forget who stated it.
The
That
EU has
yeah,
has enforced that
USB
you have to use
Type-C
it.
is now supposed to be used among all devices.
Yes.
But the stupidest thing is that, on the Pro version, Type-C charges faster. It has faster supply, data speed, all that. They toned it down for the regular iPhones. I'm like, of course that's an Apple thing to do.
Yep.
They gave it the regular
guys.
They gave it the regular slow 2.0, which isn't any faster than Lightning.
Nope.
But they gave the really fast charging data speeds to the Pro. I'm like, of course that's an Apple thing to do.
Buy our $5,000 phone, guys. If I had $5,000, I'd get the Pro Vision.
Oh yeah,
If I had $5,000 that I wasn't using for anything else. If I had $5,000, period, there would be
I'm just
so
like,
many other
what's
things
the
I'd be
point
using
of that?
for.
You're just supposed to walk around in a pair of VR goggles?
No. We are not that far into the future.
Well,
for that to
apparently
be.
that's what Apple's trying to, like, hey, just walk around the street wearing VR goggles
No.
to look like an absolute nerd.
We know what happened whenever Pokemon Go first came out and everyone was staring at their phones and walking around. People got hit by cars, people walking into trees.
People walking into a pond.
Yeah, like it was hilarious but also deadly because several people did die when getting hit by cars.
Because they were also really being very stupid.
Oh yeah, people turned into zombies when Pokemon Go. They were like, Pokemon is over there, and not paying attention to get the fuck out of the way on the roads.
Yes. But finally, it's only took them, well, actually, if you think about it, Apple products have actually been using Type-C for a few years actually already. The iPad's had it,
Well, yeah,
and the Mac has had it for quite a few years now.
right.
So now, Apple basically released, they didn't say any benefits. Of course they're not, because they're like, we don't get to get the money from Lightning. Are you aware that Lightning cables, Apple got a small percentage cut off each Lightning cable that was sold?
Interesting. That's probably not good.
No.
Right? That's probably
So,
stealing, maybe.
Going to, they patented the design, so they technically are allowed, according to a contract.
That's just really stupid.
You're telling me.
That's just really stupid. Let me just. This is just really stupid. I don't think you can hear me at all, but I don't think you can hear me at all doing that. But anyway, as we were saying.
But finally.
Yeah.
So if I switch over to the new iPhone, I don't have to worry about switching my cable back over to Lightning. Am I going to? Probably not.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna get the iPhone. I got this guy. This is fine.
You couldn't afford it even if you wanted to.
No, I couldn't afford. Do you realize how long it took me to get this phone? I had to go door dashing for like a month to get this phone. So I'm poor, and
You are poor.
yeah. So, and the phone I'm talking about, I have the SE or the new.
You have the SE second gen.
Yeah, SE second gen. It has what I need essentially, but it's not. It's only got one camera on the back. It doesn't have like the ridiculous like 5 cameras on the back of a new iPhone that they have now. But yeah, it also does use lightning port. I had to get this new cord for it, and I was like, we have like 17 different cords of these of like the previous kind. Now we have to get a new cord. Frick.
Yep, pretty much.
So
That's the downside of Lightning is like you have to buy a specific cable.
Yeah.
Now, since iPhone is Type-C, you can just go to Walmart and buy a Type-C cable.
that's true. You have to still buy new cables though. We can't use those old ones. What are those not USB? Those aren't USB-C. Those are the ones before Lightning. Those are the they look like this, but they don't have that specific. They're the USB to this.
USB Type A.
USB Type A ones that everyone had everywhere.
You realize you can still charge it that way, right?
Yes, but it's worse for new batteries for like Lightning. Like when we got this phone, they said use Lightning Type only because if you put it on Type A for too long, it will ruin the battery. When we bought this new phone, they
actually wrong.
Interesting.
Because that you have a Type C to Lightning,
Yep.
which that's fast charge.
Mm-hmm.
Batteries don't like to be charged quickly.
Mm-hmm.
They get hot, they swell,
Uh-huh.
and that reduces battery life. So if you actually charge by Type A,
Okay.
it charges slower, but it also keeps battery.
I have a Type A for my old iPhone 5 that still works, but it's for music only at this point. It has no SIM card. It has nothing else in it. It just has music, and it charges fairly quickly. I mean, for a 5 anyway, but
Yeah.
that's not saying much, honestly, because iPhone 5s charge like from like 50% to 100% in like an hour or less. Like they were.
But the weirdest thing, so we're
But
going.
they also lost charge that quickly too.
So we're talking about Apple. Apple finally went from Lightning to Type C. Here's the thing that Android phones, at least I experienced this on my Samsung, is the fact if it doesn't sense a certified cable, which basically that means if there isn't a chip in it, like cheap Chinese cable, it can actually sense a short in the cable. The cable isn't plugged in correctly. Cable has water in it.
Now, will it tell you, or do you? Okay.
Yeah, it will bring up a warning. There was actually one time where there was water in the charging cable, and I plugged it in, and the phone like started yelling at me, like, "Will not charge water in the charge port. Get it out."
Dear.
And I was like, that's wrong. So I blew in the charge port. I'm like, there's no way water. And I get splashed with water. I'm like, where the heck did that come from?
Water.
Wow. Water comes from water, ladies and gentlemen. Never thought I'd see that day when water comes from water.
True. You know what else comes from? Never mind. Anyway,
okay, it ain't that episode today.
No, nah.
But there are... I understand there's an Apple ecosystem. I will say this case, Apple is better if you already own Apple products. Apple is already a better way to be in because Apple uses this, I forget the exact name of it. It's called a communication chip.
Okay.
So each Apple device, if they're within a vicinity of each other, those chips sense each other within a certain distance and they automatically pair.
Interesting. That sounds good, but also potentially bad, depending on.
Bad as in it keeps you buying their products year after year after year.
It automatically senses Apple products.
You have to select, but yeah, if somebody opens up their AirPods near you and they're trying to pair it to their phone, it'll come up on your phone saying AirPods want to pair, and if you say pair, they're going to start listening to whatever you're watching.
Which
that's the problem.
Wrong. Like it seems like that. That's why I like older corded headphones better, because you're just getting what you're plugging into. There's no hacker or anything that could slip something like slip straight porn into your earpods, like, so you plug them in and all you hear is just
like, whoa, what the heck?
What the frick?
And then you look over at the guy
and he's just like just sitting there staring at you with a smile like hey. So that's what I dislike about just everything being wirelessly connected, because there's a chance for a hacker or someone to slip in between that and start sending their own stuff in.
But the benefit, Samsung has their own Galaxy Buds, is what they call them. If you Galaxy have Samsung device, they actually work pretty similar to AirPods.
Okay.
That they'll seamlessly connect from different Samsung devices.
Okay.
By just opening them and turning them on.
I still
but
dislike the fact that
here's the thing: it will only do that because when you pair it to your phone, it's paired to your Samsung account.
Yeah.
So it will only switch to different devices logged into the same Samsung account.
But there probably are devices that could be configured to appear as a certain account or something. Like, depending on how smart of a hacker you are, you could do anything.
Well, in order to
essentially.
do that, you would have to hack into the person's Samsung account
Yes,
in
or
order to do
appear
that.
to.
Yeah. Well,
So,
I don't know if you can actually appear to. You would have to actually hack into their account. Because if you could just appear to, that would be a humongous security issue.
yeah, which, here's the thing. Apple and Android and Samsung and other companies like this, they don't always share if there's a security problem until there's a problem, and then they share it with everyone.
You're like, oh, we should probably fix this.
Like, for instance, this isn't phones, but there was a bank that got hacked, and they alerted everyone to this problem. But then on further investigation, they told everyone, oh, this problem existed for years. We knew about this whole time. We didn't tell anyone, but this was a problem this whole time. And we were like, you could have told us that because we would have, fixed it ourselves. But no, you knew this was happening for years, but only when there was a problem did you ever tell us. So I wonder if Apple or Samsung or any Android, anyone like that would like tell everyone, oh, hey, there's a problem, or wait until there's actually a problem.
Well, also, there are other companies that do that, like automotive companies,
Yeah.
where they won't actually fix it till there's a huge problem.
Yeah, so like all these like airbag recalls. So they probably knew, oh, there's potentially a problem with these airbags.
Well, they did when they installed them in the big company. Like, this is a big company. You ever heard of Takata
I think
airbags?
so, yeah.
Most airbags that they put them in Hondas, Toyotas, Fords, Chevy. They put them in
I'm assuming
lot
that
of
they
different-
test them at some point first before they send them out.
Well, actually, here's the most interesting thing. If you take out an airbag that hasn't gone off
Mhm.
and you need to throw it away, you know actually the proper way to dispose
Make
of an
it go
airbag?
off.
Yeah, you have to force it to explode, and
So-
then you can throw it away.
Yeah,
Because if that thing touches any kind of power source, it's going to explode.
yeah. So I've seen these videos of people sitting. Have you seen these videos of people who put chairs on top of airbags and do a boom?
That is really cool, but I would recommend you do that in a field
Yeah.
because those airbags can shoot things farther than people would think.
Oh yeah, I saw a guy broke his back. He was sitting on a chair. They put a normal chair on top of an airbag. The airbag went off and it went right and broke his back because of how quickly it went off.
Okay, well, first of all, why on earth would you sit over an airbag that's
Because
about to
they're
go
a
off?
redneck.
No, because they're idiots.
Exactly. That's what I said.
No, you said they're rednecks. That's what you
Exactly. Same thing. There's no difference.
said. Anyway,
Anyway,
side rant. But Apple versus Android, there are definitely benefits to each software.
Mhm.
Apple, on the other hand, their operating system actually works better because
Mhm.
here's the thing. iPhones, depending on the Android device you're testing it to, Apple devices can actually get better battery life. And the reason being
Mhm.
is because this is a very geeky episode. So, I mean,
Half of our audience has fallen asleep by now.
but the chip in an iPhone,
Mm-hmm.
why iPhones tend to have less RAM in
Mhm.
them is because the software in iPhones tends to process software much more efficiently
Mm-hmm.
than Android because it's made for the board
Mm-hmm.
in it. So they don't need as much RAM, and that chip is able to process stuff much more efficiently, so it uses less battery life.
Interesting. What does that mean?
That means basically a signal only has to go through one or two chips. On an Android phone, it has to go through like 4, 5, 6, or 7 before it actually gets processed.
Interesting.
So it has to use more power to get it through more of the
So what
board.
you're saying is that Android sucks. I'm kidding.
But you can also get Androids that actually tend to have a better battery life than iPhones because their battery is humongous. Like,
You know what else, ladies and gentlemen, is humongous?
we're going to move on.
Your mother.
Duh, what?
Anyway, continue.
Mother.
Anyway. That also has something to do with RAM. Ask her later. Anyway.
But there is another company out there that kind of has a somewhat ecosystem, Samsung,
Mm-hmm.
because they can actually work like iPhones. If you have people with different Samsung devices, they can see if the messages have delivered, see if they've been read.
I hate that about Apple, that you can't see when someone's message has been sent. Like, I'll just send a message to you and it's a green message
Yeah, because
and it doesn't say delivered, and so I have to be like,
it's sending
Did it send?
SMS. That's why.
yeah,
It's not sending through iMessage.
because you don't have an iPhone.
Uh-huh.
So I wish that it would do for both. Like for SMS, it would say delivered,
But here's the
read,
thing.
so on and so forth.
Here's the thing. iPhones are still using SMS. SMS is a very old signal via sending
Old
messages.
and reliable, I suppose.
It's less reliable than the messages, well, the signal that not just Samsung, but different other companies that use, sending text. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but it's basically a stronger.
Yeah,
So texts tend to send faster
yeah.
than SMS. Have you ever noticed that messages tend to send a little slower on
Yeah,
SMS? Like you'll
Yeah.
see the green bar just kind of slowly,
Yeah.
then it sends. iMessage sends almost immediately.
But do you know what could eliminate SMS entirely?
Hmm.
If there was because iMessage is cool, but it's iMessage between iDevices only, Apple devices. You can't iMessage between an Apple device and an Android device.
Yeah.
So you have to use SMS. But if, for instance, there became a messaging service that used a frequency that could connect to all devices, Android, Samsung, Apple, all of them, we could eliminate SMS entirely. Just have a service that's as good and as fast as iMessage while being cross-compatible with
And
many
you know why
different
Apple
types.
hasn't done that?
Because it would probably make them less money because they still have to have
Mhm.
multiple different services
Well,
active.
not only that, but people would be using iPhones less.
Yes, probably.
Because people are like, oh, iMessage on Android now. Well, guess I'm going over to Android.
Yeah.
Because Android, you can customize just about everything. Actually, a really cool thing that you can do, at least on a Samsung, you might be able to do on other Android devices. They have this party trick called developer options.
Ah.
And if you turn it on, you can customize just about every single function in that phone.
Sounds like fun.
Apple, on the other hand, only wants you to change what they feel you should change.
So, frick them.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that... I feel like I definitely would not be on Apple if so many of my family weren't also on Apple.
Yeah.
My sister's on Apple. My mom and dad are both on Apple. And we tend to FaceTime with each other. Me and my sister, me and my mom and dad, whenever we're away. So if there was an equivalent to FaceTiming between multiple different types of devices, not just Android. Like, you can't FaceTime an Android.
Yes, you actually can.
You can?
Uh-huh. It's called Google Meets.
But it's not FaceTime. And you have to have, like, on your iPhone, you have to have Google Meets in order for it to work, right?
Yes.
So, yeah. There's always a workaround.
Well, if you actually think about it, you are also using an app on the iPhone. It just happens to be pre-installed.
Yes. So,
But if Google Meets was pre-installed on the iPhone,
yeah,
you could say, "Oh, I can FaceTime
Yeah.
Google Phone."
get on that, Apple.
It's
get
just
on that.
apparently people think downloading a simple app it's too difficult.
It's not that difficult. But also, Apple, get on that. Get us Google Meets pre-installed on phones so we don't have to lift a finger because we're a lazy society. Anyway.
Very lazy.
Yes. But still, if there was a revolutionary higher frequency texting thing that could be sent cross-platform, yes, people would use iPhone less, but still it would be cool to be able to message whatever device you want.
It would be nice if they could pair together. The thing is that you can pair, other. If you wanted to pair an Apple device to Android, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to pair an Android device to an iPhone, like if I wanted to pair my Samsung Buds to like a new iPhone, I could.
Yeah.
But it's just that Apple has to be stuck in that ecosystem to where, you have to buy the newest phone. Did you know that Apple actually went through a lawsuit because people had been noticing going into the software
Mm-hmm.
that they had been releasing software for older phones to purposefully make them slower
Interesting.
so people will buy a newer phone.
That seems illegal.
And people sued for it, and the people that sued won.
So
So Apple sent out a new update to all the older phones to boost back up their speed.
interesting. That's good.
You realize how much that lawsuit was worth?
Oh, multi-billions of dollars.
It wasn't billions, but I think the lawsuit was like 15 million or
something. And
Some
they
were-
won against Apple, which is surprising to me because you'd think a big corporation like Apple
yeah,
would be
you,
like,
you would
"Frick
think because people have their ways of finding out stuff. Don't
Yeah.
think somebody's not going to find out.
Like, I suspected that for years. Like, I suspected that when, like, if your phone is old enough, they'll throw out. That's what I think is happening with my internet. Is that because my internet is not, 5G, cable, blah, blah, blah. And
Wait,
all-
you don't even have a 5G network?
we called them and they said, even though 5G cables have been buried in our backyard and in our front yard, it's not available in your area, which is bullfrick.
I'm calling a bullcrap.
So no, I don't have 5G internet. I still am stuck on the
So
old
even
4G
let me get this straight.
Which
Even
I
though there are 5G cables in the
There,
ground,
over there
they're like
by the same company that were
Nah.
put in by the same company that we have, Verizon.
they're just like,
no.
nah, you
Frick
don't
you.
have it.
And I feel like they've also
Well,
throttled the speed.
that
as well.
tells me exactly why you have such a laggy internet. Because
Yeah.
if you have so many devices on a 2.4,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
frequency waves tend to be way
And it's not even
unstable.
It's not even just that so many devices are connected. It's just that it sucks.
It does.
Like, even when my mom and dad are not on, their devices are off, and it's just me. It still sucks.
See, that's ridiculous.
So, one of these days, I'm gonna do an episode on internet service where I'm gonna call out all the major companies and ask them to freaking kill them. No, I'm kidding. To just fix it.
Okay, I was way off. So Apple soon started paying out between $310 million and $500 million because apparently
Yo,
they
can I
went
get some of that money?
through-
Yo, can I get some of that money, guys?
Apparently they went through more than one lawsuit.
Oh, and they lost all of them, or just some?
Oh
of
yeah,
them?
they went through more than one.
Oh dear. But still, $500 million is like a drop in Apple's bucket. Still, it seems like.
It's just like, I understand you want people to upgrade, but Jiminy Christmas, good grief.
Yeah, that's a people's choice. Like, it
Here's
should
how
be
Android does it
person's
that I
choice.
really don't like. Here's another benefit of Apple. iPhones tend to be supported longer with software updates.
Okay.
Android devices, if you get like a really nice one, they will be supported for about 3 to 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
iPhones will be supported anywhere from like double that.
Yeah. Like,
So-
the iPhone 5 just this year got like not supported.
Yeah.
That's why we had to switch to this guy, because the iPhone 5, which is multiple decades, well, at least one, if not longer, old.
It came out in 2013,
I'm gonna look that up.
I want to
Um,
say.
When did the iPhone 5 come out? Oh, yeah, Siri.
You can find details on all Apple products.
Shut
at
the frick up. That's not what I asked.
iPhone sucks again. No, just kidding.
iPhone 5 release date.
2012, September 21st of 2012 is when the iPhone 5 was released. Actually, you have a 5S, so yours was 2013. So I was correct.
So, over 10 years old now. This year, in fact, 2023, so 10 years.
Yeah,
That's a long time for a thing to be
the
supported.
phone's supported for 10 years.
Like,
Yeah.
Do you realize how long, like this has nothing to do, but like Microsoft, like different Windows, so you realize how long those are supported for?
hmm I mean, actually, so
I'm gonna look this up while you keep
Windows 10 actually just got discontinued from Windows software updates. but it's still supported by security updates.
Interesting.
So it won't get any new software benefits, but it will get security updates.
Frick, I have sausage fingers, and
Man struggles to type.
and I type the key next to the key I want to type because my fingers are so freaking big. Let's see. When did mainstream support for Windows XP ended in 2009? Okay, so it's longer than I thought. But XP was supported for so long. For a long time. And I think a good 10 years.
Actually, so we had a laptop that was supported by Windows XP, but the software corrupted.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't work anymore. So my dad had to manually download Windows 7 onto it.
Yeah.
Because the computer either wouldn't start at all,
Yeah.
wouldn't run anything. It's like, what's going on here? Then actually diagnosed the problem, and it's like, software is garbage.
Yeah. Windows XP Windows XP was the bomb until it bombed.
Pretty
And-
much.
Just gonna say that.
It was a game
Because
over.
as soon as the supporting software became big enough that it overtook a Windows XP, it was no longer good. But that's another episode for
But
computers
here's
and
one
stuff.
thing that I just recently used that I keep forgetting that my phone has is other Android devices that have wireless charging tend to have this thing called power share, which basically means you turn power share on, you turn the phone upside down, and it turns into a battery bank, and it wireless charges anything you stick on the back of it.
Now that's a feature that I like the sound of.
Like anybody needs a little bit of extra juice.
Yo, here, take some of my power.
That's
Boop,
what Brain had to
and
do the
then-
other day. He was like down at 2%, and he's like, "Do you have a charger?" And I turned it on, flipped the
you
phone
go.
upside down, and charged it to 10%.
That's a feature. That's
It's not a full blown charger. It's more of a give you a bit of
It's an
extra juice
emergency, yeah.
before you can get access to a charging cord. Which I gotta say, I wish more phones had that.
Oh yeah, that's a good feature. That's one of the few Apple features that I will say.
When
thumbs
the
up. There you
Note
go.
10 was released, which is what I have,
Yeah.
when they introduced Power Shell, people were like, "Nah, there's no way that's actually beneficial."
It
And then
is.
people
Oh,
actually
yeah.
use it.
Wow. But before we tell you how good this feature is, let's tell you about Raid Shadow. I'm kidding. But that's
Today's
probably
sponsor.
the videos.
I'm not surprised.
When
Well,
that was a
okay,
feature,
I'm
when-
surprised it hasn't gone under yet because
What's Raid Shadow Legends?
because of how
Yeah.
much money they
They've
spend
been
in
bleeding money
sponsor-
to every content creator ever.
Like anybody that gets more than 100 views are like, Raid Shadow Legends will sponsor you.
Yeah, it's like you reach a certain subscriberage and Raid Shadow Legends says, "Allow us to introduce ourselves." You want money? Here you go. It's like, yay.
It's
I would never play that game though. To be
no, I
honest.
wouldn't.
But yeah, they're losing money hand over fist to every creator that ever wants to get sponsored
It's
by them.
ridiculous. But
Anyway,
I would say I don't really have a lot more to say about
Okay.
iPhone versus Android. I mean, I could keep going, but the episode would be way too long if I,
I mean,
wanted to
we're-
keep going.
we're not yet to the 30-minute mark quite yet, so we still got a little bit. We can talk about one or two more things to fill
Okay.
up the time.
Apple versus Android. Apple sucks. Android's better. Just
Except in specific features, then
Specific
Android
features,
sucks
yes.
and Apple's better.
but then you can say certain features Android has that Apple doesn't, and then Apple sucks. Android's better.
They all have different
But here's
features.
my issue with Apple versus Android is the fact that if somebody has an iPhone, they have an Android. Oh my gosh, you're socially not accepted.
Yeah,
Then somebody who has an iPhone and an Android community, oh, you're socially not accepted. I'm just
yeah.
like,
it's
it's a
personal
point
choice,
of choice and preference.
yeah.
Leave people
Yeah.
alone.
Like that's the same thing. We did a console wars episode a while ago. It's similar to that. Oh, you're an Xbox family? I don't want to see you again. Get the frick out of here.
Yeah,
We're a
it's.
PlayStation party.
But
Get the
then I
frick
have
outta here.
PlayStation and Xbox.
Yeah, we have both. I have an Android, not Android. I have a PlayStation account and an Xbox account, both, and we voice chat on PlayStation Party. I voice chat on Xbox Party with some other friends when we play Fortnite or other things together. So, there's always going to be those crazy people that are like, oh, you have something totally different than me? Get the frick out of here.
It's like, oh, you don't have an iPhone? I actually saw these guys who do social experiments go around and ask girls, what's the biggest ick in a guy? One of them said, if they have an Android. I'm like,
brother,
I'm about to smack you.
Alrighty. Assault incoming!
As you drop a
Frick.
bottle on the floor.
Oh, was that the glass one? Piece of... Shh, I'm kidding. It's good. It's not broke. Whew. I'm gonna just put that on the ground for now because it was originally like 2 or 3 feet above the ground. If that got hit too hard, anyway. But yeah. Also, ick. I dislike that word.
I
so
hate
much.
it. What's the big? I'm like, why do you have to use that word?
You ick me. Frick
Yeah.
you. Anyway.
Anyway, it's been a fantastic episode talking Apple versus Android. We have our normal rants as issue.
Did you just have a stroke?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
Anyway, we'll see you on next week's episode where Nate will be... Oh my gosh, if I can speak! Where Nate will be presenting his topic for that week.
Yep.
But